Hi, Kim Bonifan from the Vintage Place in Turramurra. Today I want to talk about a treasure we all know as the violin. This violin here, it's come into my family. There are others probably in your family and you'd like to know more about them. Today we meet one of Australia's most famous violinists and violists. I'd like to introduce you today to Alex Todicescu, a famous Australian violinist and violist.
Yes, I've been in Australia for over 50 years. Invited to become a teacher at a conservatorium in Sydney and member of the Sydney String Quartet. We started to play with the Sydney String Quartet in 1975. Went for about 35 countries together, and I never stopped teaching very good students around Australia.
Alex, I'd like to ask you to help us to understand a little bit more about violins. There's one here which we found. We don't know if it's good, bad or indifferent, or even the size, and maybe you could help our viewers at home understand.
Well, this one is made for a beginner violinist. In other words, it's not a great value because it's used very cheap timber. It's not very expensive, but put in order with good strings and a good bridge could be used as a good instrument for a beginner to about level 5 or 6 maybe. Most of the violins that they produce today and in the last 150 years, they are trying to copy the pattern, the Stradivarius pattern. That's why in my life I saw thousands of instruments that they have the label Stradivarius inside, but they were unfortunately produced either in Germany or in France.
Alex, this one's come from a family in South Australia and it's been in their family for well over 100 years. I believe it may have even been played in the Adelaide Symphonic Orchestra, but what's its condition and what is it?
That shows a very old violin now because the back shows some wear where people played without any shoulder rest. However, somebody in the time of using that has stripped the front part to look a bit more older than is still an instrument about turn of the century.
That'd be about right, yeah, I think, from what they've said.
Turn of the century made, and again, it's an instrument which is been modeled by Stradivarius, even has a label saying Stradivarius inside.
Alex, this is our third one today. This is a very interesting violin from my point of view, but what about your point of view?
Well, to be honest, this is the best violin that I'm seeing today. Well, it has a label again, Antonio Stradivarius, like millions of violins in this world bear that label. However, it's more honest, written, made in Czechoslovakia.
And that helps
and
date
that
it?
means that this instrument was made in Czechoslovakia around after the Second World War. Now this violin, I can try a few notes to see. Yes, it has quite a...
Well, it sounded nice to me, but then my ear is uneducated.
No, it has a good sound, good solid sound. Again, it's not a great value because it's not a Stradivarius. However, it's a very good violin to be used even by a professional violinist.
Thank you.
So, well, it's not the real Stradivarius that I saw many, and I saw the real one too. It's a good violin.
Well, how did you go with our little exercise last show where we asked you to guess what this piece of metal was? I don't know if you Googled it. I didn't, couldn't even find it, but we do know what it does. And now I'm going to show you. We take a bean and it strings them. Okay, we're going to slice the beans 120 odd years ago. Oh, there they go. One more bean. Then we can say, been there, done that. That's signing off for this week. From the Vintage Place, Kim Bonifan, thank you for watching.